What is going on YouTube? But Great Blades here, and today I'm going to be reviewing this guy. This is the Reate Exo-u. So just to show you, the U stands for utility knife, so it's just a razor on the inside there. Let's start with a measurement of the overall size. Overall, this is going to be right about 5 3/4, maybe 5.8 inches overall. Blade's going to be about 2.4 inches, and of course you can flip this over, so it'll be a little bit different. But you know, your cutting edge is going to be about 1.5 inches that you can use. Do a quick measurement on the weight here. So do weight. So we're looking at about 2.7, 2.65 ounces, right around there. So not bad, about what you want if you're interested in the ounce and inch. You know, it's a little bit heavier, but not too bad. We'll do a quick size comparison with the Demco 20.5 slicer with OG scales on it. Do that. And then, of course, the QSP Penguin. So this is going to be smaller than both, but closer in size to something like the QSP Penguin. Do a quick carry profile comparison. So compared to something like the Demco 20.5, it is much thinner than that. And then compared to the QSP Penguin, it is just ever so slightly thinner than that one as well. So it's not going to be a hard item to carry. It's also a very small knife, so it's really not an issue at all. You should have no problem carrying this. You could probably even use it as like your 5th pocket carry if you wanted to, if you so chose anyways. Do a measurement on the blade stock thickness. So I'll have to we'll have to measure it up here just because of the way that the cage is that holds the blade in place. So we're looking at 2 thousandths, or sorry, 20 thousandths. So very thin. Obviously it's a razor blade, so it's going to be a thin knife, and some of that will be subject to change depending on what brand you're using for your blades and things like that. So it's a little bit subjective, but generally speaking, that's what you can look to expect. This one is made of aluminum. This is a purple. I don't know if it's anodized or if it's Cerakoted. My guess would be Cerakote, but purple aluminum. So it's going to be a little bit lighter than the original Exo. Of course, also it being smaller will help that as well, but it's not titanium, it is aluminum. There's kind of this diamond pattern on this particular one that I have. Of course, I went with the purple because, obviously. And this one does have a lock, which is different than the original Exo. So this is the newer one that they released after the Exo K. You know, they made the mini Exo, or sorry, they made the medium Exo, they made the mini Exo, they made the Exo K, and then they also made the Exo-u here, which is smaller. I don't have it in comparison to an Exo mini, so I'm not sure how that compares in size, but I think they're pretty similar in size. Now this one is a little bit different in terms of how the lock mechanism works. On the minis and the mediums and the new Exo, Exo-u that has the lock. The lock is just a button that kind of locks it in place. This one, I'm not sure why they changed it per se, but this one is magnetic. So if you look in there, there's a magnet, and then there's a magnet underneath the button here so that it'll lock in both the open and closed position. This is still considered a gravity knife. Even if it is a utility knife, it is still considered a gravity knife. So if they're not legal in your area to carry or own, just be careful and, you know, cognizant of that. You might not be able to get one, but it does open or it does lock, sorry, in the open and closed position. That way it's not opening on accident, even though it's pretty unlikely to happen. And this one also does have a clip. It is reversible carry, so you can carry left or right-handed. It is only, well, I guess technically it's both tip up and tip down carry, since the razor is going to be double edged or double sided. It's going to be, you know, you could just flip it over, but we'll call it tip down carry though, since the sharp edge is going to be here. So we'll call it tip down carry, but it is reversible, so lefties, you can carry and enjoy this as well, left-handed. It unfortunately isn't left-handed on the opening mechanism, so you probably will still have to use it right-handed, although I guess you could. It's not difficult to do with your index finger, but it does just feel odd for me. It does feel better with my thumb personally, but you could still carry it left or right-handed. So this is also, again, made by Reate, so it is a Chinese knife. These were $75, $80, I believe, right around there. So definitely not an expensive knife. And then they did provide a couple of razors. This one was included, and I think there was 2 or 3 extras that came with it. But then obviously you just have to take this piece off and you can replace your blade with whatever kind of razor you prefer. If you want one with serrated, if you want a Damascus one, you know, they make, you know, hook blade ones, you know, there's different kinds. So as long as it'll fit in this, you know, and it locks up fine, you can use whatever blade that you want. It doesn't have to be just a regular razor. So this one I think is really nice too, because it is a razor blade in there. It is very good for utility cutting, so boxes, tape, you know, things like that, cardboard. It'll do fine, and it also has the fun factor of being a little fidgety. Since it's a gravity knife, you know, you can kind of throw it open and closed. Yeah, this one locks, which is nice. It does have a little bit of jimping on the top here, which is nice. No jimping on the top side of the lock to lock the blade in. There is jimping again on the top and bottom of the underside here. And you can, and with this one, because it is, because of the cage here to hold the blade, you can choke up almost all the way up to here if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would need to, honestly, but you could if you need to. And it is comfortable. You don't feel that clip squeezing down at all. And the little bit of rattle you hear is going to be just from the lock of how the blade is kept in place here, because it is on a track. You know, it's not going to be 100% a bank vault, but you're not going to have an issue, you know, with blade play or anything like that when you're using it, really. And that's the groove, I guess, there for the lock. So that's how that lock works. I see. Okay. Yeah, and again, this is made by the same guy, Exoskeleton Knives, who made the other Exo knives for Reate. And I think he knocked it out of the park with this one. I know, and it comes in a whole slew of different colors, you know. Purple, robin's egg blue, I think there's an orange one, there's just plain aluminum, kind of like a gray aluminum. There's bronze. I think I might have already said that, but there's lots of different colors, you know, and some of the hardware is different colors on some of them as well. So that's also cool if you want to, you know, have something a little bit different. There's no inlay on this one. This one just has the texturing. Some of them do have the texturing. Some of them have different texturing. Some of them don't have texturing. So there's definitely many options, and they're all the same price, you know, the 75, 80 bucks, which is, I think, more than fair for what it is. And as long as you take care of it, really the only thing you got to do is buy replacement blades for it. You know, you don't really have to sharpen it, which is nice. But you'll just have the razors. Yeah, I think this is probably the best. Of course, I only have the two, but this is my favorite of the Exos, just because it does have a lock, it does have the clip, and I think the size is good, honestly. I think, you know, with my small little baby man hands, this is still a full, you know, 4-finger grip knife, you know, but it is like just perfect for me. If you have truly big hands, or if you just have more average sized hands, it is going to be kind of small for you, but nonetheless, it is very comfortable, and functionally it is phenomenal. So, you know, if you don't want this one though, they do have the medium and the full-size one. Not in the utility blade one, of course, but if you do want the slightly bigger one, if that's what you need, you do have those options. I think that's going to be it though. I do really love this knife, you know. There's not a whole lot to really talk about on this one, but I think it's cool. I like the fidget factor, and then the new added improvements of the lock and the clip, I think, makes it just about perfect. And with it being utility blade, of course, a little extra bonus there as well. And it's left-hand carry for you lefties. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it though. If you guys enjoyed, you know, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I'll be doing weekly reviews. I'm not stopping anytime soon. I've got plenty of knives to review still, and I'll keep doing that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you like the Exo-u? Do you hate it? You know, what do you think about it? Let me know. But that's going to be it. I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.